our mindset in this part of the world should change towards pastor's family. Don't think that their daughters must, be like Queen Elizabeth. They have to tie their hair, they don't have to do makeup or anything. That's not it. God has called us, but please help us.
The call to ministry is often seen as a family calling. But what happens when the spouse and children feel called to a life they didn't choose?
People expect my children to be miniature saints with perfect behavior. Their conduct and dressing are always under scrutiny.
This pressure to appear flawless is a weight many pastors' families carry.
The biggest challenge is the lack of privacy. You can't just have a bad day. You must always grin and bear it.
Mom circle. It's a mom circle.
Describe a time when you realized you were being judged or treated differently just because of the title attached to your husband.
I will not be able to say a particular time, but I've been in the church long enough to know that right from the time when we entered into ministry, I've always been treated differently, because I realized that in the church there's a lot of politics when it comes to ministerial positions and being given titles and all that. And me and my husband, for one, we're not title oriented. Let me use that word. We don't really care about titles. So what I noticed is that sometimes I get sidelined, or people expect a lot of things from me that I cannot give. They want me to be perfect. They want me to dress in a particular way, talk in a particular way. But that has not been my lifestyle, and it was not easy anyway. But I just took a stand that I owe nobody nothing except God. So it was just God I focused on. And so I got born again so many years ago, and I've been in church long enough to know a lot of politics and a lot of things that happen. So I don't really think there was any time I got angry or pissed about people's attitude towards me as a pastor's wife or a minister's wife.
How do you handle the pressure to be a perfect family?
Well, the truth is that there's nothing like a perfect family in the first place. And I didn't have any obligation towards anyone to become perfect. I just lived my life. I know I had a family to run. I had a home. I had a husband. And I had God to please. So I didn't really have any pressure in that area. I just lived my life irrespective of what people said or what people think. I didn't really bother about that pressure. The pressure was there, but I didn't bother about it at all.
How did ministry demands affect your family time?
Wow. Ministry demands affected us a lot. We had to put in everything. We had financially, emotionally, spiritually. And people were expecting so much from us, because they believe that as pastors or as pastors' wives, you have more than enough, or in quotes, you are perfect, you have everything. So the demand kept on coming, and it was not easy, because even it got to a point that I myself was looking for money to start a business. And a member of a church would come and meet me and say, Mommy, please, I want to start a business. Can you give me 400,000? Can you give me 500,000? I'll be like, these people don't know what I'm going through. Be that you're asking this money from, do I really have it for myself? But they don't believe you. No matter what you say, no matter what you try, they don't believe. They just, that money is there. You don't want to help them. Some even go to the extent of leaving the church. Some people even come to the church because they want help. And if they don't get such help, they leave. I remember there was a particular scenario where a lady came to the church for the first time, and we made an altar call, and she gave her life to Christ that very day. And about in 3 hours, we gave her a number in case she wants counsel or anything she wants us to pray about. And she called us 3 hours later that she rushed her son to the hospital and she needs a loan from the church of 20,000 naira. As at that time, 20,000 naira was a lot of money. And we were trying to make her realize that the church does not even have such money, and we personally don't even have that money. But she didn't believe us. And because of that, she stopped coming. And we later realized that was just a lie. It was just like she was trying to, swindle the church of some money. So many challenges come from that angle. And it's not easy. It takes the grace of God.
What steps, if any, do you or your spouse take to actively prevent ministry burnout, and are they effective?
I think one of the major steps we took and decision we took is to tell ourselves that it's only God we want to please and not man. Because there are so many people out there that want to be pleased, so many people that they want you to meet their obligations, but we told ourselves that, you see, this work is God's work. If God is pleased with us, we are good. And if God wants us to do this work effectively, everything that we need, He will provide. If He doesn't provide it, it means He doesn't want us to do it. So in that area, we just had to sit down and talk to ourselves, because we have put in our all as humans, and we realize that the job is not even ours, it's God's work. The only person we are owing is God. And if we can meet His demands, then we are good.
How do you cope with constant criticism?
We are old-time Christians. Personally, that I've been born again for the past 35 years. So I know what these things entails. I know what it means. And some of those criticizing you, they are coming from a point of envy, jealousy. Some of them want to just, put you down. I've had a situation where I've been in a place or in a church, and there was so much, side talk about, so many things came up and so many talks. But the truth is, we have this way of shaking it off our shoulders and just moving on. We don't think about it overnight. We just hand everything over to God. And God has been good to us, because most of the time He will just, vindicate us. Even when people try to plot things against you, you'll be surprised. You might be saying it's a church, but people still go ahead and plot things against you, even as pastors, just to rope you in. And we have had a lot of grace from God overcoming these issues. God has been faithful. God has been good. We don't really suffer from such negative criticism. We don't take it to heart at all.
What would you want churches to know about supporting pastors' families?
I think it has gotten to a point whereby everybody should know that pastors' families, they are just like any regular family. Just because they are being called pastors' family doesn't make them different from any regular family. They face every challenge the regular family in the society faces. They go through their own challenges. They have their own flaws. Some of them even have children that have challenges too. Even Paul said it, even though he was going about preaching the gospel, he still had a thorn in his flesh, because we are all God's children and God views us differently. This issue of seeing pastors' family as perfect, everything about them should be perfect, I think we have to change our mindset concerning that, because the first pastor family has financial challenges too. They have their head challenge, they have issues, they have flaws. The man you're calling the pastor to come home to cry, he has his own issues. So when he comes to the pulpit and he pretends to be everything is going on well, it's because of the people. He wants the people to be blessed. He doesn't want the people to see his flaws. Not that because he doesn't have his own flaws or challenges. So let's stop viewing pastors' family as this family that everything about them they will dictate how you eat, how you walk, how you sleep, how you dress. They should stop. Those things should stop. You have our children who are in this same society that every other child is in. They go through the internet, they go through depression, they have issues. So what the church should do is to pray for these people, because they are the one at the forefront. It is not easy to be the head. They need prayers more from the church than to be criticized. Because some of these things, when the man or the woman, when they get back home, these are weights they carry and they don't have anybody to talk to. A pastor will not want to come and let the congregation know that he's sick. A pastor will be in church, but even if he's died, he will be in church the following morning. Even if his child is sick, he has to be in church the following morning so that the congregation can be blessed. But when you see him every Sunday, you feel like this man, he doesn't have any problem. That's not true. And some people don't even know how to give to their pastors. A bottle of groundnut will go a long way. Some people want to collect from the pastor every time. They don't ever give their pastors anything. Sometimes that bottle of groundnut, I have a pastor, that pastor told me that when he was doing his birthday, it's only one member of the congregation that brought him a biro. And he was very happy for that biro. Because even though it was small, but that it was the love and the remembrance that this person remembered me. Because some of the time you don't remember them, you don't think they exist. Christmas will be coming, nobody will even remember that they have pastor, but they want pastors to give them gifts. I want people to see the pastor's family as a family that this is they are called by God, but that does not mean that they don't have their own challenges. Our mindset in this part of the world should change towards pastor's family. Don't think that their daughters must, be like Queen Elizabeth. They have to tie their hair, they don't have to do makeup or anything. That's not it. God has called us, but please help us.
What kind of expectations did people have of you as a pastor's child? How did those expectations make you feel?
Expectations as a pastor's child. I believe people had expectations, a lot. The ones that they said verbally and the ones that they didn't even say, but through their eyes, you could see that they expected you to be this way. Expectations of how you should look like, of how you should speak, of how you should carry yourself. Basically, I think one of the major expectations that people had of me and generally of pastors' kids is how we should be, how we should look like, how we should behave. There's a certain type of way they want us to talk, they want us to dress. Most of the time, they want us to be like our parents. But you need to see that your parent, the pastor, and the child are two completely different human beings. Because they gave birth to me does not mean that I have their temperament. I would behave the way they behave, or I would even want to be who they are right now. So it is fine for pastors' kids to not want to be pastors. And it is not it was not a general call. Like, God did not call the entire family. I think that is one thing I would like to say in terms of expectations for pastors' kids. God did not call all of us. God called my dad or my mom. He didn't call me too. So you can't expect me to be like a pastor. You can't push me to responsibilities at a very young age because I am the pastor's child. And it made me feel, I would put it in two categories. One, it made me feel like people were watching and I had to be mindful of everything I'm doing, which is quite a good thing in terms of accountability. And at the same time, it is not so good because you tend to become a people pleaser early. You want to do things to please the congregation, to please other children in church, because they know that you are the pastor's kids. And in terms of accountability, it is actually quite good because I saw myself going into leadership early. I joined the choir when I was like 16 because everybody just expects you're the pastor's child. You need to be in this. I was in like 3 units in church at the same time because somebody has to fill that role. And since you are the pastor's child, you are the best fit. So in terms of accountability, it could be quite good, but at the same time, it would make you a people pleaser if you are not, watchful, you are not mindful of it. So, yes.
Life behind the pulpit is very tough. If you look at your Bible, Elijah fought so many battles. At the end of the day, he told God to take his life that he was tired. The pastors too, they face depression. Pastors too, they have problematic children. Pastors, they have health issues. So please, I want the church to know that life behind the pulpit is not funny for pastors either. And the church at large should try and help them by praying for them, by providing for them, and also meeting their needs. And not to expect too much from them because they are not perfect. They are humans too. By praying for them, God will help them to fulfill His purpose for their lives.